midlife crisis break, I now run a financial education company where I make content which I make available on YouTube freely, and also do corporate financial wellness seminars. Before I got to this, I did do a good, nearly 20-year stint in corporate life. So stepping back, I grew up in a small town in UP where I studied in a Hindi medium school, education and economics, Arthashastra. And from there, I was able to finish my BA by correspondence and then go overseas and build a career in finance. It took me a bit of trial and error to figure out that I want to work in finance. I think part of it, I like that whole kind of, at that time, very male-dominated sort of field. But I liked that whole cash flows and money and investment and so on. And somewhere deep down was also that I wanted to make a lot of money. I wanted to make at least as much money as my dad, who had made and lost a lot. And so yeah, that's why I chose finance. I managed to build a decent career in it. In my family, there weren't many role models. In fact, there weren't any role models. It was actually my dad who encouraged me because he thought I was very good at studies. I think until that point, one of my aunts, my bua, was working as a bank manager, and she was only doing that because her husband had passed away and she had been given that job. So she was doing it out of duress to pay for the family. Other than that, there weren't any girls who wanted to build careers. So when I kind of started saying I want to build a career in finance, not in medicine, that was a big deal even to my dad. I think today you have many more role models, so you can pick any career you want. Don't let anyone tell you that that's not for girls. I think you decide that. I think if you don't earn somewhere, even though by and large there is this understanding that you are bringing up kids or doing the housework, the fact of life is that it is not valued as much. So I think going out and doing some work and not only sort of figuring out what you're worth in the market, which is always a good thing, but also building up your own nest egg is very important. And I think it actually, for us women, it's worse in that we tend to not get encouraged. So we perhaps don't aim as high. Then there's the gender pay gap, so we don't get paid for the same roles, apparently. Then we take time out to have kids. When we get back, we might not get those same positions. Then there's a whole glass ceiling of not being able to reach very senior positions. Because even in Western worlds, there's very few women as CEOs and on corporate boards, not as much as they should be. So there is something that is happening at the top end that I think is not conducive to how women behave. I think my generation got the chance to do a lot of things because the previous generations cleared the path for us. Having said that, I don't think we should, I for one don't believe in empowerment. I don't think men are doing us a favor by including us. I think it's our right. I think somewhere along the line in history, men took those rights and we now want it back. And we're asking nicely right now, but if we don't get it, fact is we are half the world population. We are not a minority. We can exert our rights. And I personally think we should start doing that as consumers. So when we go shopping, we should go and buy products and services from companies that do have women in their leadership, that do treat women well, that are owned by women, that are made by women, that are made for women. I think all of those things we should start doing to ensure that women-led businesses get that chance. I think employees, as women, we kind of have our mind at work, but then when we go home, we are also expected to go and cook and clean and take care of the kids and take care of the parents as well. So you're looking at both generations, and I think that's a lot to ask. So I think women then want to sort of leave early or quickly and not stay back, not network, not socialize, not put that extra in. I'm saying that, but you know what? I've had women in my team right throughout, and they do try and do that balancing act all the time. I think also as women we are told that we can have it all at the same time. I don't think that's true. A lot of women I've interviewed have admitted that it's usually you have to prioritize one thing or the other. So at some point in your life you prioritize family and kids, at some point you prioritize career. You cannot become me, because you are you. You need to become yourself. You need to become the best version of yourself. You need to become the version that you want to be, as opposed to someone else telling you who you are allowed to be or who you can be. I think that's what you should aim for rather than trying to be me. You can do that as well. Don't let anyone stop you. Happy Women's Day.